Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 35 of our Overwatch Self Coaching Platinum Series. We're jumping right into it today. It looks like I might have had recording issues at the time that I was playing this match, so I didn't have the usual setup phase, which we skip over anyway, so that's okay. You're gonna get a bit of a treat here. I used to be a Zen main back when I first started playing this game, playing Overwatch. But as the metas have moved on, Zen hasn't always been in the meta, so I haven't played it much, but I'm choosing him here because around this point in time I started doing this deal where uh, I would always choose either Zen or Lucio based on whether I was on attack or defense, simply because we were having too many people choosing double support main supports, and we were dying to like tires and other stuff. On defense, it's arguable. Like right now, it's good to have one of them right off the bat, but sometimes I would suggest switching back and forth between Zen and Lucio. Obviously, you'd want a Zen for soldiers, Hanzos, and Genjis. But I'd suggest having a Lucio for Junkrats, somewhat Divas, and a couple other ones that have just like if they've got a high damage output in one burst, it's better to have a Lucio. If it's a sustained ultimate, it's better to have a Zen. That's basically my two bits on it, and that's as concise as it gets. Anyway, let's jump right into it. They have a Wrecking Ball, which Zen is actually also really good against Wrecking Ball, because you have all the other characters that deal damage to Wrecking Ball that will counter him, on top of the fact that you have the 30% damage increase that just naturally comes from fighting the Discord.
Oh, dude, what is up with that?
Now I'm stuck in a fight here with their Widow because, and I honestly don't know what we have aside from we have a Mei, we've got a Wrecking Ball, and we've got Mercy and Reinhardt. I haven't seen. I think we have a Junkrat. So yeah, we don't have anything long range that can fight the Widow at this point in time. So that's why I'm fighting her. And I mean, I'm not doing a bad job of it. I've never been particularly challenged by
I can't. Okay, now
Widows.
he's dead. I can't reply.
So
Man,
that's
that's
just
Moira.
my stance here. Is like I can usually
I mean, not
handle
Moira.
Widows pretty well. Now they
Why do I
have
ignore
a
that?
Sombra, which essentially is my cue to get out of here, and probably to think about switching to Lucio.
Need more damage, please.
More damage isn't really the issue. We have a Junkrat, for God's sakes, and it was the Junkrat that was calling for more damage. We don't need more damage, we need to group up and play less spread out. Obviously, you don't ask a Hammond to play less spread out, but he can, if we form if we can cause them to group up, he can get a lot of damage in at once. He's got low damage output, but it can hit several people at once, and that's where he gets his work done. But we're not doing that. I've got my hands full with a Widow and a Sombra. Both things that counters Zenyatta, so I would really want to switch to a different healer if I could, but I haven't died yet. I've got my ultimate. It's rough. The only thing that I would save my ultimate for at this point, okay, finally got the screen up. So our Hammond is having a rough time. I suppose our Mei could switch to something that does a little bit more, like maybe have Mei switch to McCree to help me counter Sombra, or Hanzo to counter Sombra and help with the Widow. Um, but with their lineup, the Junkrat's not really a good choice. He can't contest her. He barely contests her. He can't really fight her. It doesn't really do anything against him. Traps can stop the tanks, but nothing else. We don't have a shield to punch into. So Junkrat's main form of value of spam. This team is not designed to group up. Widow has long range flanks. Sombra has short range flanks, up close flanks. She denies our Junkrat's flanks, and he can heal from a distance. So really, their team's going to be spread out. We've got a team that wants to be closer together, and we're going to be pushed back pretty fast.
Junkrat, why you AFK?
A temporary setback.
Because I'm gonna go in by myself.
There's a difference between being AFK and
Shut
being
up!
waiting.
Oh my god!
Oh, fuck you then. Fuck off, all of you.
Okay. I'm pretty tilted by this part because everything that I pointed out so far is pretty obvious to me, but I was basically mad at him for already being toxic about the fact that we needed more damage. And he used literally the damage roll. So I don't imagine I'm going to be doing very well here on my designated role. I lost everything there. I got so I used my ultimate to clear the Hammond mines, when I really should try to hold it for their Sombra. But I managed to disengage when she used her ultimate, and she did not hack this med pack. Don't know why she hadn't manually hacked it, and she didn't get far enough down in the window to EMP hack it. Now Hog's just letting her walk past him because he's worried about getting through the doorway. So I'm probably still gonna die to this. Except for our Reinhardt came in swinging. They have a brig coming right in on top of us. I'm tossing my orb onto I think it's our Reinhardt right now, and hopefully, okay, he is the one that's critical, and I'm trying to help our Hog there, which works. Their brig's kind of AFK on point. Our May's doing work. He throws the... Okay, so basically what went wrong here for them was the fact that the Sombra failed to get the pick on me when she EMP'd. At the same time, we had, I think it was our May contesting the point, and everybody grouped up. All of their people grouped up. And that's what we wanted, was our team relied on having grouped up characters. Their team, not so much. And it doesn't work quite as well with grouped up characters. So that's how come we were able to win that push. Now, I'm still pretty much the only thing in our lineup that has the range and mobility to take out the Widow. I think we must have just been in the air, the Junkrat, because I saw somebody flying off over there towards them. That might have been either I'm actually have no clue who it was. Let's go back and have a look. Back when we were about here, okay, our Mercy. I don't know if she's using Valkyrie or just did a super jump and is Guardian Angeling down. But she's battle mercying right into the Widow. Hopefully it doesn't get her killed. And in fact, she comes back and starts rezzing the second time. Sombra looks like she won. She learned from her mistake. She's hacked that med pack, and I don't think I noticed that during the fight because I'm more worried about other things. I'm more worried about where their Widow is, if her Hammond's coming in towards me, stuff like that. Our Reinhardt got hacked there. Not too big of a deal at this point in the fight. It's kind of a brawl. His shield is important, but with how much I'm just focusing my support on our Reinhardt, it's not so bad. Right now I'm throwing a Discord, but I should almost immediately after this switch and put a Harmony on our Reinhardt. I'm out of ammo, so I'm gonna have to reload after that. So I need to at this point in time apply my utility before I worry about reloading, because I already am gonna be out reloading for a while, which I did do there. And that's like stuff like that. You don't always think about it in the heat of the moment, but it's important to point out why you would do something like that at a time, and why the more you think about doing stuff like that, the more it becomes natural. So we could have lost that engagement if I'd chosen to let the reload happen before I switched healing. Switching healing like that does cancel reloads, switching your discords and your harmonies, but it's as long as you're aware of the drawbacks the character has. I'm not very luckily. Junkrat was fortunate getting that. I mean, I guess he just started his tire. But it was kind of a waste. We didn't need the thing as was right then. I didn't really think about the right time to hire. And oh my god, our Roadhog just went flying. So this whole time, Reinhardt and I have been holding back here by cart, defending against the Widow, when our Roadhog and our Mei, and I think that's also our Mercy, have pushed up. Now, there's an argument to be made for either one. Zen always wants to be back here in the back line, so it wasn't bad that I was back here. The question was whether or not the Yanni on Reinhardt should have been up there, or if they should have taken the hint and been back here. As far as keeping them from contesting the point, probably would have been better to have had them back here, but also keeping them away from point altogether might have been nice. And having Reinhardt with the team would have improved those possibilities. So we lost two there. We lost our main healer and our off tank. They lost their off healer. They still have a Sombra. They have their what's it called? Now, I was using my ultimate at that time. I was hoping that either the Mei would come in close and deal with him, or the Reinhardt would like throw a fire strike or something like that so that we could finish him off quickly after the fact. The fact that they didn't take advantage of my transcendence there is what got me killed, unfortunately. His whole hog should have been dealt with by the time that I came out of transcendence. But hopefully we are going to be able to keep the point. We've got 3 on there right now. We lost our Mei, we just lost our Roadhog, we have our Mercy, and we have a Reinhardt. Our Junkrat is going in, but he's not going to be able to do much. I'm not going to be able to do much. And by this point, I'm sick of the losses from my teammates. But I'm gonna keep him muted. I'm tired of dying as Zenyatta being countered, so I'm switching to Lucio to build my amp. Now both Lucio and Zenyatta have a fairly big weakness to Sombra, in the sense that when she hacks Lucio, she takes away his healing and his speed and his wall run, and obviously his ultimate. When she hacks a Zenyatta, takes away his Discord, she takes away his Harmony. I think they actually just stay where they're at. I might be wrong on that, but he then has to outskill her to manage to get the kill on her before she can just laser him in the head. So the weaknesses are different types of weaknesses, and they're obviously both of them can't use their ultimates when they're hacked. But Lucio, I tend to have the ability to react faster. With Lucio, if I notice I'm being hacked, I can probably do a 180 shockwave if it's available, or just a primary fire spray, and I'll stop the hack, and then I can protect myself better as Lucio than I can as Zenyatta against Sombra. Not to mention, Sombra is focusing on hacking our Reinhardt, and the thing about
Shit.
that is that Reinhardt is our
Ow.
advantage. He is
Everybody, get him off.
the thing that is keeping us from, or they don't. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought a lot here. We have a Roadhog, they have a Hammond, and they currently have a Diva. The advantage that we have is that we actually have a shield. So she keeps hacking that advantage. On the one hand, it's just an advantage. It brings us down to a level playing field. The other thing is they have it just makes Reinhardt useless altogether. He's too short range to, unless they've already engaged him. When he's hacked, he loses his ability to do any long range, and his ability to get close, and his ability to shield from afar. So she's countering him pretty well, although he can still body block with the tank. That's about all he's good for, plus a couple hammer swings. Again, why with Tire? That was not the time for it. And that was a good example of what I was just talking about. So she turns to hack, and I managed to get a sound wave on her, so that she can kill me or hack me.
Oh, come on. Like behind you guys, behind you guys, behind you guys.
I'm here.
I got the diva, I got the diva.
Now, this was a weird thing here. Mercy shouldn't have gone to none of that. What was a Mercy gonna do against McCree? This I don't even know how to pronounce that, is a battle Mercy. She shouldn't have gone after McCree. I went after McCree because of my mobility. I probably would have ended up dead too. But my choice there guaranteed the death of our Mercy. My choice was, we can't have both of our healers healing to deal with the backline flanker. He was saying behind you, behind you, behind you, the May was, so he should be right now going up these stairs or having used an ice wall to get over there. He shouldn't still be in the main fight. He should have tried to improve it. And it's hard to say if I fucked that or not. He hammered down. It looks like the Hammond actually still got hammered down, so maybe not. But I used my shockwave to send them back, and I might have taken them high enough off the ground to disrupt the what is it called? The Earth Shatter. Now that McCree just killed our Junkrat, who's, I don't like him. He was
Diva.
unnecessarily toxic at the beginning of the match, and then he was
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
What the hell just happened there?
kind of the problem, in my opinion. There, McCree is still in our backline. I think he's high nooning right now, but Mercy couldn't win the fight against him. Should have stayed with the team. Should have left it to either be me or Cult Ocelot to go after him. But because of that, the rest of our team left him be because somebody peeled after him, and then he took out our Junkrat, and critical time we lost that. And now we just lost our retake capability. He just took out Junkrat and our Mercy again. They've still got a Sombra, so that's a problem. I can't save anybody there, so I just decided to get out of dodge. Oh, we were right on the edge of that one. That's unfortunate. Mercy was inside the minefield. She was hacked, so she couldn't get away. I couldn't do anything to get her away. And now I'm just trying to survive, which I'm not going to at this rate because I got hacked and I lost my
Absorb her right now.
to heal.
Or something
Now-
that counters Sombra.
Now, I thought I heard a good conversation there, but our Mercy switched to Moira and then to Anna. Not as hackable, but I think Moira would have been the better choice because Anna is still relatively diveable by a good Sombra. So we'll see how this goes.
What was I supposed to do at that point?
Absorb her right now.
So our May asked for Torbjorn,
Or something that counters Sombra.
and I asked for something that counters Sombra. So
She's at the bottom. Ah, you thought, bitch.
I made the mistake of amping up my speed rather than my heals. Hopefully it still gets a little bit of heal. I've been told by one of my friends that it doesn't, but it still shows the animation of the thing going up on heal, so I think it does still do some good. I don't know. Okay, he did activate it there. I was staying where I was staying behind cart to prevent, what is it called? From getting high nooned. Then I used my beat drop on their bomb because I didn't have a better time for it and because their Sombra's not present. In that sort of situation, it also it's not a good way to bait her ultimate. I should actually be trying to like hang out above and away from the plate so that when she EMPs I can drop in and beat. But I used the beat drop already, so questionable. Now he managed to pin her, but it didn't fully kill her, so I'm kind of surprised about it. But as it stands, okay, we just Reinhardt got hacked. We might be able to get this before they actually manage to cap point. Mines are on the front of the payload. They're gonna just automatically get destroyed by it getting close. I can't get close to our Junkrat. That's fine. I am amping for our tanks. Yeah, I lost my ability to beat drop, but I can wall run and heal. But I already was. My amp was already on cooldown, so my heal wasn't doing much. I didn't have beat drop yet. So ultimately, I wasn't at that point in time. I couldn't contribute to the fight aside from actual shooting. So getting EMP'd wasn't a big loss for me. I just went back and got a health pack and kept fighting. So right now we're in hold/stagger phase. We are trying to get them off, which I think between the OP Raven over there, he switched to Winston about halfway through this, and he just used his primal to push them all off. So that's good on him. He won us that. Now let's move forward to second round. I'm going to stay on Lucio because I'm expecting a hacker and because
So are we just gonna go in with one tank or something?
I guess.
so the Yanni no longer wants to play Reinhardt.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go tank no more.
He was getting hacked too much. They've got a Mei, that's a problem. Sombra's back here. Our Anna's fighting their Diva. Sensibly, what I should tell him is to get out of here and I'll handle this. Sombra's already pulled out, so I don't have to worry about getting hacked, and I stand a lot better chance against a Diva than an Anna does. I can even probably chase her a little bit if I'm not worrying about our hog or other stuff. This was before they added the ability to knock back flying targets, so Diva didn't move at all. We need to kill that Brig. That was not the call out. The call out was Brig is low. And maybe they would have focused her a little bit better before she got healed. She's still pretty low. I wanted to wait so that we didn't wake her up ahead of time, but our hog wasn't interested, so now I hopefully protected at least one or two of our teammates from getting hit by that by knocking her away, but it would be nice if we had a McCree or something like that that could stun her. Instead we've got a Hanzo, a Genji, and I think we still have a Junkrat at this point. I was hoping that that shockwave would be enough to kill the Mei, but it wasn't. Can't let her get enough freeze on our main healer. That's my main goal as Lucio in, like I've said before, I'm a brawler Lucio when it comes to capture points or control maps, but in this style of gameplay I'm a bouncer. I keep Briggs and Meis off of their backlines as well as what are they called? Sombras. And I just basically do circles around our main healer. That's my job. And hopefully the main healer will be having the sense to stay close enough to the main tank if we had one, and off tank to allow my passive healing to heal them. I need to start focusing on putting more speed utility towards them. Now, Junkrat wasn't getting a whole lot of value out of his tires last round. This round though, that tire could basically win us, I'd say about 20 meters here, so this could be pretty good. I should have started amping my heals there to heal the Junkrat. And as you could see, even though I got hacked, lost my ability to heal myself and my wall run, I still had the ability to win against Sombra. That's why Lucio's better than a Zenyatta when they are running Sombra. We need to stay in or around the fight as much as possible. As long as I have 3 seconds of reprieve on Lucio, I can stay in. That's my whole job, is to sustain the fight. Defend Anna so that she can keep healing, and keep myself alive so that we can sustain it. It's all over the moment that goes down, which it is. That was coordinated. That was exactly them using their they took out my beat drop, which is the saving ultimate, and then they just used grab and pour damage into it. Admittedly, it would be a better trans situation, but since I was defending against this guy, it was all I had to be using my beat drop there. Now I went in there because our hog was up there. He ultimately got killed, but they kind of sent the squad. Kind of I walked into the squad, Oh, and I lost my beat drop there, which is unfortunate. And then I didn't manage to get the hit on the Sombra, so I lost my ability to. I got hacked. I'm still considering our Junkrat. He's not doing enough as Junkrat to be playing him. He's not using Junkrat's utility well enough, in my opinion. The Yanni has switched back to tank, but he chose a bad tank for this. And my whole basis for that is the fact that utility-wise, Sombra is he's gonna get him every time. We keep her out of invis. It doesn't matter if she hacks me, I've still got her get to rights. Except for the squad. But Diani's gonna get hacked all day.
If anybody else had even bothered.
It's not as bad to have died when I did because we're right here, but I really don't think, because our team comp is not switching to handle what they have. I think he's still on, no, he's now on Reinhardt. So we have a Reinhardt, Hog, and Hammond, Hanzo, and Junkrat. So I'm our only healer. So I need to switch to Moira or something real fast. Or point out that running 3 tanks and ask for a switch. Likelihood, pretty slim. So if I don't switch, I'm gonna consider this to be me throwing. And I mean, there are other things that they could be doing to do better, so they're also throwing, but I can't make a can't point at them and say, hey, this is your fault, if I'm not admitting that I could have done something as well. Reinhardt's dead, I can't stop that. But I can get out of here myself, maybe. I was pleasantly surprised for a second there because the Reinhardt lived longer than I did. But ultimately our team managed to survive it, and it looks like Reinhardt got good spawn or short spawn, new spawn. It was just me that got bad spawn, which is the best case scenario. Now the question is if we're going to be able to push it all the way or not.
You can stay on the payload. Holy shit.
Okay, I gotta switch to something higher healing, because we don't have but 1 healer. And 3 tanks.
No dying.
Moira and or Baptiste. Baptiste can heal. He has 60 points per second, or 60 points per shot, for a total of 600 healing, splash healing, before he has to reload. Moira, I really don't know the actual quantifications of her healing, but it is a lot more finite. So Baptiste will do better sustaining a team on his own, is my point of view at this point.
Oh, we only have 1 healer. Oh shit.
Yep.
I got my ult ready for some good shit. What's up?
Alright, let's hold back for a second.
All better.
I don't think anybody realized.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah, last time, ooh, he pushed in way too quickly there. Last time I didn't notice until right when I realized I was not outputting enough healing for them, and I decided to go switch. This time I noticed, like in the review, I noticed back when I first saw Reinhardt, like, where did we get a Reinhardt? So yeah, we didn't notice at first. Okay, I was gonna return to my old saying, when to use ults, beginning of a fight, end of fight, sustain a fight. This is both a sustain and end fight at the same time. Because we lost our main tank, so we were down, it was a 5v6. So we were gonna lose that. Until he ulted and managed to finish off the two that Dayani's been fighting, the Hammond's been fighting. So, and one of them just so happened to be their main tank. So we're at the main advantage, and we've got their main healer. Oh, but okay, they only got me, but I think our Roadhog switched to a healer, so we still have a healer. We are even, and now again we're in the advantage. It's 3v4 now.
I got her.
And Reinhardt should be coming back pretty soon. And we lost our Mei there. Okay, yeah, we lost that push.
Come on, dude. Right there.
Honestly, we keep losing this because the Sombra hacks us. We're playing too many of her strengths into her.
Alright, here we go. I'm gonna get on and I'm just gonna start
And now I'm not sure how well you guys can hear what I just said on the actual gameplay, but I said that we're playing too many Sombra's counters into her. Or too many of her. We're playing too many characters that Sombra counters. Namely, I'm referring to to an extent the Mei, but mostly the Reinhardt and the Hammond. And we just switched to Bastion. Bastion is like textbook countered by Sombra. So that's the end of this one now. We got a minefield up. Not sure. I haven't seen anything die to it. We took out their Baptiste, which was fortunate. I think he got charged outside of his own immortality field, but I think we lost our Reinhardt to that. Yep, our Reinhardt's dead. We popped their diva. Our Hammond's been doing some damage. So our Bastion has gotten set up on point. He's already below a quarter health. He's gonna die really quickly here. Dead already.
Oh, there's Xavier's one shot. Oh, come on.
Mei and I are using
put down your wall, man.
point as we lost our Hammond. We were using the point as defense because we're basically the only chance that we have now is to sustain until we get the rest of our team back.
You got a Mei? Mei, you should be holding us down.
And now we're dead.
Hold it. Somebody touch it.
I'm touching as best as I can, but it's over. At this point, there's nothing more I can do.
Damn, I tried, dude.
It was not what we needed.
Damn, I'm holding gold.
We had no counters to Sombra. We were running a hamster into her and a Mei. What the fuck were we thinking?
This Dayani, I don't know what the...
Yep, that's how that goes. Well, I do apologize for the anger on my part here, but this was a slow motion train wreck from the start. I could have gone some better healers. I could have gone Moira or I could have gone Anna to basically guarantee healing output even through being hacked. And I'm fairly good with Anna, so I could probably outduel the Sombra, but ultimately I should have been Moira from the get-go in the second round. That being said, it would not have been enough. We were running a Hammond into her, we were running a Mei into her, and we just weren't switching to, like, we had a Hanzo. Hanzo deters Sombra from getting close to him. But when there's a distance, she's not afraid of Hanzo from a distance. So unless he was staying right in the thick of the fight, right next to our Reinhardt and our Wrecking Ball, he wasn't creating enough space for them to be viable. So we literally lost because this guy over here went Sombra and his team was able to play around it. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I do apologize. I do get a little bit frustrated even watching these episodes in review, knowing that despite this loss, I still get where I wanted to get. But you can see it's sometimes they're like a slow motion train wreck, and it just hurts to watch. Anyway, guys, have a great day. If you like the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel.